Back at it again with another moto vlog. Second in 2 weeks. Look at me, I'm on a roll. I think it's been 2 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so today's conversation is a simple concept that I yet again heard from Alan Watts, but it's an old Buddhist concept and philosophy. And it goes, let go or be dragged. So if you do like an image search for it, you'll see like a hot air balloon with its like whatever they're called, the ropes that go down to tie it down to the ground, tie down ropes, I don't know. Somebody holding on to those while the balloon is like floating up and away, and it's just dragging them on the ground and beating them up with rocks and trees and sticks and whatever. And you know, it's kind of the whole concept, like a metaphor in it, like image wise. So you know, like, what can you do with that in life? And it's pretty straightforward, I think, of, you know, what are you holding on to that's no longer serving you, especially negativity. And, you know, a lot of people death grip onto those things and will not let them go. And the first place we start with to try to address that and live a little bit better life is why. Why are they holding on with every ounce of strength that they have to these things that are just going to cause pain and suffering? I think there's a lot of answers to that why. And, you know, I can't answer it for everybody, of course, and I would never try to. I think a couple of simple answers, but the maybe controversial a little bit, one out of the way right up front, is some people want to be a victim and be celebrated as a victim, right? And I think that's very few people. That's not most people. Most people, if not 95%, just want to let shit go and move on and live a happier life. They don't want to feel the way they do. They don't want to be a victim either, right? Sure, there's those tiny minority attention seeker narcissistic people out there in the world, but more often than not, it is really freaking hard to let go of that stuff. Otherwise they would have done it, right? So, you know, where does that come from? Why is it so hard to let go of? And I think if you just, you know, think about evolution, why do we feel pain? Why do we have a nervous system? What's the point of it? What's the point of feeling burned when you touch a hot stove? Well, it's to keep you from doing that again, right? If you don't have feelings, you'll never learn that you can't do that, or it's going to damage you. So it makes sense why it's so hard to let go of things that have hurt you or caused you pain and anger in life. That doesn't mean that we can't. That doesn't mean it's impossible. Things are only impossible when you decide they're impossible. So that's a little bit of the why, but how, right? How do we do it then, Mr. Talking Magical Voice on a Motorcycle? A couple of ways. The first one is the concept of flow state, where you just lose yourself in an activity, like doing something. Like right now, riding a motorcycle. Yeah, I'm doing it and talking, but so I'm not as focused maybe on the riding part, but that's okay, because I expected to be stuck behind some cars and doing under the speed limit as we are right now. That's all right, because the scenery is amazing. But, you know, riding a motorcycle as an example, I have to use both hands, both feet, my eyes, my brain, all of it, all at once. So like when you start doing it kind of fast, or you even just do it and get lost in it, it's really easy to let a lot of things go. That's, you know, the old adage of you never see a motorcycle at a therapist's office. Like, yeah, maybe not true, but it's fun to say, because this is a form of therapy for many of us who ride, and people who ride know what I'm talking about. But if riding's not your thing, what else? Well, I got a lot of nerd hobbies. I love creating stuff, 3D modeling, laser cutting, whatever it is, like thinking through the whole design process just requires so much cognitive activity that it's easy to forget what else is going on in the world. And then next thing you know, like a couple hours have passed, you don't even realize it, because you just get into that flow state of being so focused on every little tolerance, every shape, every contour, all of those things, and multiple pieces fitting together, and the part serving the function that you're trying to make it for, or the, whatever it is you're designing coming out looking awesome. Which is like another thing, like if 3D modeling is not your thing, laser cutting materials, whatever, any form of art, any form of creativity is absolutely a great way to lose yourself in thought and have time disappear. So whatever your creative outlet is, just do it. Get out there and create. Singing, drawing, painting, modeling with clay, I don't know, whatever it is. Just get out there and do it. It's good for you. And it can be, like, oh, well, I don't want to have a pile of paintings laying around my house. Like, okay, well, then do something that's temporary, but is still creative, like some kind of little Zen garden type thing, right? Like, you're going to, destroy it, if you will, afterwards, but you can never destroy the fact that it existed and you created it, and it was beautiful for at least a moment. So just because it might not be permanent doesn't mean you can't create it. So go do that. Get out there, create something. So yeah, let go or be dragged, right? Like, if things aren't serving you, or like in the beginning, maybe they hurt, right? And maybe it still hurts today. But does it still need to still hurt? Have you learned what you needed to learn from that pain? That's the question to start with, I suppose, I know sometimes we feel like the only memory we maybe have left of like a loved one or something is covered in pain and sadness and guilt and shame. If they really are a loved one, that shouldn't be the case. There should be a lot more memories. Don't forget about those. Hold on to those. Grab onto those. Let those carry you up and away safely in your hot air balloon basket, instead of the ones that are full of shame, guilt, anger, and sadness drag you across the ground and beat you up. And I know it's not easy. I'm not trying to pretend it is. Please don't take this as downplaying the difficulty. That's not the point. The point is you can do something about it. You just have to want to. And you have to take some time for self-reflection and recognize and realize and understand what you're doing to yourself and why are you doing it. Life is meant to be lived full of love, peace, happiness, not anger, shame, and guilt. And even though sometimes those things come from external sources and there's nothing we can do about it, we were an innocent victim, you can still find the beauty in life and go on and live it, I promise. Just find somebody to help you. Doing it alone is, as the kids say, not the move. Hopefully that was helpful and not just some rambling rant. And even if it wasn't, well, you got to see some awesome scenery. So, maybe I'm batting 500. We'll see. Until next time. See ya.